Joe, good morning, man.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Well, buckle up, man. You might have to drive this train today. I feel like crap, but I took a COVID test last night, and they take like 10 minutes. Like at first, I was like, yes, no COVID. I'll just get through this. And I go up to brush my teeth like 2 hours later, and I look down at the test, and both of the lines had filled in. I was like, oh, damn it. So last night was actually kind of rough. We'll see how today goes until the Sudafed wears off, man.
Yeah, sure. So is it real bad, or I mean, it doesn't sound too good right now.
It's the the worst for me. The worst is the body aches, like the congestion and all. I'll hack that up, and I can treat the symptoms. I hate doing like the nasal sprays and all that, but actually I could treat the symptoms all right. It's the body aches and the fever, man. It just
right.
It's the worst.
Are you how is this? How many bouts of this have you been through?
I don't know, man. 5, 6, maybe
5 or 6.
Oh, I've been baptized in the stuff. Yeah, man. I get my vaccines and all, but I got through. I mean, the timing was good. I got through all my shows, but maybe this one on Sunday finally caught me, but
yeah, right.
I mean,
really, you're in an area with a lot of people, and
it's
bound to happen,
Yeah, this past weekend we did on Saturday we did the college does a like a Christmas symphony, but there was 4,000 people there, and then Sunday I went and vended a show. So who knows where I got it, man?
Yeah,
but pretty good run.
What's that?
That was here in town in a suburb called Hastings.
Yeah,
and that was. Oh, it was a good show, man. I was really happy. I love building the local brand, man. Like this place it still blows me away how many people here. By the way, it's -4 this morning. Why there's 4 million people here is beyond me, but I'm one of them. I'm right here with them,
Right, you are.
Yeah, the local market is massive. So the more I could be building and meeting the locals, especially like from now till, end of February, maybe March, is a very difficult time to ship and sell nationally. So if I'm not doing shows, which there's no shows in January, so I'm not doing any shows until February.
Okay.
And I can't ship. So it gets kind of meager if I'm not doing the local, really, really pouring the fire on the local relationships.
Sure. Yeah. I should.
Are you endorsed? You're making an official endorsement?
I'm making an official endorsement, I guess.
Well, I mean, there's lots of them. Has anybody else reached out to you to
no.
Then there you go. That's on them.
There they could have. Reagan Renee, 2024, 15 minutes of lame. My official endorsement.
There we go. Good for you. I have.
What else to say?
Well, for the sake of peace and good business, because I do business with a lot of the candidates, I've withheld from a public endorsement. However, I do like that Charlie's logo is right above us. It's not a bad way to get a little attention if you wanted that from some votes.
Yeah, and it's a very nice fitting shirt. Fits me very well.
Very good, man. Yeah. Well,
but it's still cold. I'm still a little cold here. It's not -4, but I'm still a little cold.
Yeah. Oh man, Zivs is up like 3 hours north of me. I don't know how cold they are. They got to be really cold.
Jeez.
So cold, man. So I went out and shoveled the drive and all that yesterday. It's just like
you're getting your snow then too. You got snow too?
Yeah, but no, just like a dusting. But it was kind of how like. I remember in Florida, you could be in a dry spot and you could like see the rain coming across the parking lot, like the squall of it. Mm-hmm. We had one of those yesterday with snow. It wasn't on the forecast or anything. It came out of nowhere, whiteout conditions for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, and then it was gone. So I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but if it gets on the driveway and then it thaws and then it refreezes and it packs down when you drive, it just turns into an ice rink. So you got to get it off of there. Oh, Crystal says it's 17 below where she's at. Woo-hoo. That'll pucker your old. Wow. All right. What about you, Joe? What are you up to, man?
Well, yeah, this week has been it's been really busy at work, but actually we're getting into the spirit here. I mean, you can see behind me we've got some decorations in the office, some baubles, and a tacky little tree. I got this feathered tree over here on the. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Okay.
We're going for a mid-century modern looking.
I was thinking that. I was like, that's some really nice mid-century modern accents.
I know. It's got kind of tacky and cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. So so we've done a lot of that, but I mean, the big thing that I did this past week was clean the garage.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you go to the?
Oh yeah.
Did you go to the dump?
I went to the dump. It was great. Great. And
how many loads did you make?
Just one, because we only did one half of the garage. We've got to do the other half still. But there's something. So I told you I'd love to go to the dump. Yeah. And so I took the truck there, and I've loaded it up full of stuff. And they tell you to go to I don't know how other dumps work. They tell you to go to the slot, and there's one spot, and you can you just throw stuff over this side of this cliff.
Right.
And I park a little bit, like a lot of people just go right up to the edge, and then they get on their truck and they throw stuff. But I like to park a little bit because I do like to pull stuff off, lift it over my head, and it's almost like a therapeutic toss into the dumpster, and it just makes me feel so.
Yeah, I get it. I actually like the. I really go for a good smash, whatever it is that I'm throwing.
Oh man,
I want it to smash and destroy when it gets to the bottom.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
smashing, destroying. That sound of getting rid of stuff as it plummets into the dumpster that I'm throwing it into. Oh, it's one of the best. One of the best sounds ever.
It is, man. It is. So now I can attest your garage had some quite a bit of stuff in it. I was actually quite surprised you were able to get a car in that garage.
We drive up to it now, and when we're not embarrassed to open it.
Good for you.
It was hoarding levels of stuff in there.
Yeah.
So
have you heard George Carlin's bit about you got to have a place for your stuff?
Yeah, maybe a long time ago.
Yeah, it's just one of his classic bits. I need stuff. Yeah. I need a place for my stuff, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So getting rid of stuff. One of my favorite things to do. Just we had a blast. I had a blast. It was good getting rid of all that stuff.
How does Chelsea feel about it? Because when I throw stuff away, Kelly gets so anxious. I mean, because there could be a time in the year 2037 where we need that a part from that old broken coffee maker,
Well, yeah, there's different levels of enjoyment in getting rid of stuff. And she knows my level of enjoyment of getting rid of stuff. And we've been together for a while now, so she's kind of she almost gets defensive, whenever I'm and whenever I just say we should probably clean up the garage, and she goes, yeah, okay, we're going to do it. Okay. But I think she liked going through stuff and getting rid of things and stuff. There are some things that she wants to get rid of that I say no to though.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
She's like, I don't need this art project that I did in high school or college or something. And I'm like, you don't get rid of your artwork. You should hold on to that. That's the stuff that you should hold on to. Meanwhile, she wants to hold on to, I don't know, something that she got in a yard sale, to 10 years ago and we've never used it or something, so it's a little different. There's a little bit of difference, but we worked through it. It was good. It was fine.
There you go. All right. And have you named this truck yet?
No, I don't think I've driven it enough. I don't think there's not a relationship there yet. So
what color Silverado did you get? Is it the beige one? Is it like the standard beige brown tan deal?
No, it's like a dark. Actually, I think it's green. It's like a dark green.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, it could be brown. I'm colorblind. I don't know.
Me too, actually.
So I look at it and I think it's brown, but then I looked at the title and it says green. So I don't
know. Yeah. All right. Okay.
What about you? What do you got? What's your thing this week, man?
Well, so Monday and Tuesday particularly are always hectic for me, especially after a show. Sorry, my one thing was just that I caught COVID. I was like, that's it. I don't care. I'm just gonna bellyache about that for a minute.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, that was it. But now when I do a show on Sunday, like the feeding night gets pushed back, 2 feeding nights get pushed back. And then like everybody's with the consulting clients, everybody's been off for the weekend. So there's a deluge of emails on Monday morning, and Mondays are when Perry comes to help here as well. So everything feels like very, very structured, very like hard deadline, got to get it. And it becomes a little bit stressful because if I have a show, I'm behind. Mm-hmm. Thursday mornings by 7:30, I feel like it's Friday evening and I could get to I've done all the stuff I have to do, and then I could get to the stuff that's fun. And what's fun for me right now is figuring out this car wash and the branding and like, what are the little tweaks I could do that really don't cost any? Like, I'm a big fan of businesses doing things that don't, like, caring doesn't cost anything. Showing up and being clean doesn't cost anything. I didn't shave today, but in a professional setting, I would shave and present myself, a little different if I didn't have COVID kind of thing. So I'm going through and I'm realizing that there's really just no signage around the car wash. Like, I don't have a way to tell people that, hey, it's 10 degrees out. I'm not opening this place because A, you're insane if you want to wash your car in 10 degrees weather, but B, it's going to damage the equipment because I'm going to deal with freezing equipment if we open these doors.
Okay.
And the guy before was like, well, I got these signs made. And I was like, oh, nice. They're cardboard stapled to a 2x4. And I'm like, okay. And not printed, like with a Sharpie marker. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, then you just move the trash can in front of the bay. And I'm like, okay. So I put a dumpster in front of a piece of garbage that you've tacked to the door. And this is how we tell people that we care and we communicate and we hope that they'll come back. Okay. So I spent the past 20 hours in my COVID haze of designing. It occurred to me, I was like, I got to get signs printed. I don't know anything about printing signs or anything. And then it occurred to me that the garage doors are magnetic and I could just order car magnets that I slap on the front of the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, could you help me keep the doors closed in the winter? I promise to pass on the value to you and great pricing. Hey, we're closed right now, but we'll be right back. It just says it. You don't have to oh, well, the dumpsters are out. I guess they don't want me to come there. They're throwing trash in my face. So like,
no. So it's yours and it's open and
yes.
Have people been coming in to use it?
Oh, this weekend was booming. Joe, if every weekend was like this so there was a unique scenario. We'd had some colder weather and we got some slushy snow, the kind that kicks up the salt and the muck all over your car, and then it got nice and warm. And by nice and warm, I mean like 38. So people come. The guy says when it hits about 25 degrees after a really cold stretch, people all want to get the salt and the dirt and snow residue off of their cars. Sure enough, man, it was a very busy weekend. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And so what was first of all, I have a question about sickness and snakes.
Yeah.
So is there any way that a sickness can be transferred from snake to human or human to snake?
Not that we know of or actively care about. Like you know, you want to keep good hand washing procedures and that stuff. But no, we haven't seen snakes catch COVID specifically.
Okay.
I mean, no, there was a time, and we think. I hate even bringing up this conversation. A good portion of the scientific community thinks COVID did transfer from animals to humans. So, I mean, it can happen. I'm not saying COVID specifically, but in the world of viruses, we have seen viruses transfer from animals to humans. But I don't think we've experienced that's happening. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the scientist, but no, I don't believe that it's not a concern that we actively monitor.
And I wasn't. I mean, your bout with COVID, it just makes me think about just in general. I wasn't really speaking
right
COVID, but like,
what do you do?
Is that a concern normally?
No, it's more of honestly, it's more of trying not to get my family sick right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So,
yeah, because they're not sick, right?
No, they're not, and it's unfortunate. We got a good holiday party that we were looking forward to this weekend. The college department, they hired our buddy's band. It's they bought out the local restaurant. That's pretty cool. Like, it's a hipster kind of joint. It's cool, and yeah, I won't be there.
So, are you just gonna stay in the lair?
Yeah, I'll do a lot of work down here today. And I mean, honestly, I'm going to go back to bed after this, but yeah, I'll do work down here, and then I'll go back to bed, and I'll just work from, when I wake up, I'll just work from the bed.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of deal. So,
all right. So back to the car wash.
Yeah.
So you've got the signs out. It was a good weekend.
I don't have the signs out. I have to order. I'm doing that like right now. Like this morning, I couldn't sleep. I was like, I'm going to finish these signs. Let me get up at 4 a.m. I'm in a haze. Let me get this done. So, yeah, I'm going to order those today. And like part of the thing I've had to remember is, yes, I want to improve it. Yes, I want to do these things that show that I care and to just tidy up the place a little bit. But I also have to remember it's 10 degrees out. Nobody's actually coming to like clean. Like, it's embarrassing the way that it is right now.
Yeah.
But I didn't make a big like grand reopening and put a banner up saying under new management. It's just keep the flow going, keep people comfortable with going there, and make small incremental, improvements along the way.
Will you ever do anything like a reopening, like under new management type of thing, or you're just going to gradually?
I'll gradually go and do it. Yeah. As I get the logo designed, as I get the outdoor sign posted. And that leads into today where I worked. So when I bought it, I had to come up with an LLC right away, because to get it insured, you got to have a federal tax site, blah, 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 all these different things. So I took care of all that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say blah, blah, blah. Maybe the audience is interested in the process. To get insurance on the building and business insurance, I needed a federal ID number. To have a federal ID number, I had to start an LLC. The LLC helps you get a business account, credit cards, keep everything legitimate up. And it's going to allow me to separate my finances so that I'm not operating the car wash out of my personal finances. I can have car wash money, properroyals money. So I went through that. And yeah, so when I've got to get the design when I get a good design for the front sign down, I will change out the front sign. And then I'm a big believer in a fresh coat of paint makes anything look better. So at some point I'll paint the building once I got the cash flow coming in. So I'm a really big believer of, like, in an ideal world, I have the cash flow coming in before I spend the money is my ideal situation. Now, sometimes you just got to put the money in and like, I can't have cash flow at a restaurant before I buy the ingredients. Like, that's not going to work. Like, you got to front some money. But this business is pretty low overhead other than buying the facility. So anyway,
so that was the other question that I had. So you had a busy weekend, and So what's the work that you put into a busy weekend?
If everything's running right, I go grab the quarters at the end of the day and
That's it.
make sure that the change machine is stocked and not jammed. Yeah.
Okay.
So like I have security cameras that I can dial up on my phone. So like my new obsession is just sitting there watching people like, oh, 3 bays are full, baby, making money right there. But
Great.
nothing is automated. It's all manual coin. You got to put 6 quarters in. There's no card readers, no nothing.
Yeah.
So just every one of us have experienced one of those stupid change machines getting jammed. Every time that jams, I got to drive 12 miles there and back to pull somebody's crappy ripped dollar bill out of the thing. So like I've got to get card readers as soon as possible put in there. There's things that can go wrong.
Did you have to make that trip?
Yeah. You look on the security camera, you see the little orange light on, you're like, crap, I gotta go to the car wash. So I go do that. Then Monday morning, I went in. Monday morning's when I do the bank run. So I get all the money, take it to the bank, but I also clean all of the bays. So there's an incredible amount of dirt and gravel and all that gets into the drains, and people are dirty. They throw their, I found lollipop sticks, cigarette butts, Christmas tree trimmings, all that stuff. You don't want that down the drain. So you gotta scrape all that. And it was kind of fun, like to, just take pride in cleaning. I looked at, the garage doors clearly hadn't been scrubbed or sprayed down in a long time. Like you literally have a pressure washer right there. What more like fun, efficient way of cleaning your damn door could there be, So like there's opportunity there. There's these little incremental things where people are going to look around and be like, this is looking nicer and nicer.
Hey, this is a nice place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go here. Yeah. Sure.
So, but no, to your question, I mean, on a good day, when it's, in the summertime, when it's sunny, as long as everything's functioning, I don't have to go there necessarily for anything. But there is a lot of like calendar kind of operation. So, the trash pickup is on a certain day. I'm going to clean the stalls Monday coming out. It's in a lot of ways, it reminds me of the restaurant. Like you get ready Thursday night and Friday morning for a big weekend, and Monday you're cleaning up and get everything back in order after a big weekend. So that's kind of the thing with it.
Yeah.
And this time of year I have to watch. There's no automatic garage door closers and openers. So you got to keep the doors closed this time of year.
Okay.
And like the town's pretty good about doing it, but at 8 o'clock at night when it closes, if I look on the security camera and the garage door is open, I got to go down there and close it. So I've made some signs that say, hey, in the winter months, help keep the doors closed. I promise to pass on these savings to you and keep prices low, kind of deal. So
hang on a second. So
I know this is crazy. This is my thought too. I went through this process during the sale. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the doors need to be closed during the winter time.
Yeah.
Okay. And you rely on other people to do that?
Yeah. The people, I couldn't believe it. So I go there when I had it under contract and it was cold all of a sudden. And I get there and all the doors are closed in the middle of the day, and I lost it on the realtor. I was like, why is this shut down? I don't want anybody thinking that this is out of business. I want them thinking it's business as usual. And he looks at me, he's like, what are you talking about? It's open. I was like, all the doors are shut. He's like, yeah, you got to keep the heat in. And I'm like, this looks closed. I would drive right by this. And he's like, no, they know. And I'm like, this sounds like a pile of, and sure enough, we're standing there. Somebody drives up, opens the garage door, pulls in, closes it behind them. And I'm like, that's the craziest thing I ever seen. They leave, they close it behind them.
And it's a manual.
Yeah, I don't even have the push a button. Yeah. Can you imagine? They're going to feel like kings and queens when I get an automatic opener in there.
So you are going to get an automatic opener?
Well, I think so. To get the industrial and the wet, the damp safe ones installed, it's going to be like $9,000, man. It's a lot of money on those things. So
gotcha. Yeah.
I'm going to suck it up for a little. That's why, like I say, I could do these incremental things and make life a little bit more worthwhile. And if I have to suffer through the winter, but in the summer, it can be open 24/7. It's no big deal.
And then when do you start to work on the bay that will be for properroyals? Or have you just abandoned properroyals altogether to get into the car washing business?
No, I project this car wash is going to make about a penny this year. So if it makes a penny, if it makes a penny, that means I get the facility for free and I can expand.
That's right.
Royals, right?
Yeah.
But no, it will not be. I'll get the equity of the building, but no, it will not be paying any bills. That I could be surprised. I've come to discover. I probably shouldn't say this. So the town planner, when I told him about the permitting and the use goals of the place, because I want to make sure I don't get run out of town, he started watching he was like, "Oh, you got these podcasts and shows?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool." How do I put this? I don't think anybody really knows how much. I don't think like business has been tracked on that car wash in a decade and a half, maybe 3 decades. Yeah. If I were to talk openly over a beer, I would say I don't think anybody knows how much money that place does or doesn't do.
Okay, gotcha.
I could sort of project it from utility water usage. Not sort of, like I could extrapolate that, and I could see that January is the month that we use the very least amount of water. So I've braced for a tough January. February we emerge. By March we're kicking. So I've planned accordingly that way. But
right.
Yeah. So we promised everybody a little branding exercise today.
Yeah, why don't we? Because also I want to hear how you came about going through the process of going. Okay, what is this car wash gonna look like? You're doing it now with everything that you're doing, including the magnets that you're gonna put on the signs, on the doors. Thinking about even just cleaning the doors off and making the place look good. Like even the little things that you've already said, you're thinking about the brand and how it's perceived.
That's right.
In the community. Which is what you want, which is what this whole exercise is all about, correct?
I think so. And I think I love this exercise because I assume that my experience is similar to a lot of the audiences, but the audience might be like, yeah, duh, of course that's how you do it. But I had no idea for a long time. Branding and marketing always seemed like this nebulous, like the way most of us see music, like, oh, there's this divine intervention that shines on us and we pop out a beautiful logo or a neat name. And, we just get everybody in a room and we shout names until we all go, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And that does
how often do you come across a bad name though? Some people don't really put a lot of thought into it. And you do come across a bad name every once in a while.
But the other thing too is like the flip side is how much does it matter? Like, what does Nike mean? I guess literally it was a god of some kind in mythology, but I didn't know that. I just knew it was Nike forever. I didn't know that. Or like a band name, like Led Zeppelin. What the hell is that? I don't know. It's great, but I don't know. So like, I don't think we need to get too caught up in it. But to me, a brand is way more than just a name. So like, it's been great. People have been suggesting names. They still do in the audience. I do have a name picked out, guys. I'll unveil it here shortly, but I want to go through the process first. So at first I wanted to tie into like this idea of like a proper network of brands. I got Proper Royals, Proper Rodents. I could have down the line, I could have all sorts of proper feeders if I wanted. And then I was like, that's just my ego. The car wash has nothing to do with anything. Now, if I want to incorporate the word proper into it, cool. So I was getting really lost and time was ticking, and I had to get this LLC. Now, you can have an LLC name and then you can do business as another name. So I wasn't stuck with it. But then I was kind of like, we were just talking about, like, I just need the name good enough and I need it to represent what I want it to be. And so I went back and there was a resort that was going through a full rebranding, and we had this marketing agency come in. And the exercise they did was to get us all in the room, and they started just saying, hey, what are adjectives or descriptors that describe this place? And we were like, well, everything from family memories, golf, amazing cuisine, lakeside culture, growing, you know, summers on the lake, leaves in the fall, mountains. And they started compiling this list, and then we would go through it, and they would, you know, we kind of rank those things like, hey, is this a 1, 2, or a 3 kind of deal in level of importance? Or you could do through 10 or whatever, you know, and they're pros. And this was before the days of AI. And they came back and they're like, well, 70% of you love this word. So this is a really important one. The next is 65 here. And this was ranked here. And they could do like one of those, like word maps, like the biggest word counted the most. And then the smaller ones were sprinkled in. And from that, we started to define what was important to us, what we wanted to be, what our purpose was, mission, value, all of that. And that was that aha moment where I was like, oh, this isn't just crazy divine intervention. There is a process to this, and this is pretty cool. So with the help of our good AI buddies these days, I started going through that. And I'm really lazy and I don't like typing. So I just put my earbuds in and I clicked dictate, and I started talking about what was important for me with the car wash.
Okay. All right.
And I think I have the thing. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I mean, I have the result, definitely, but I think
now it is interesting to go about this at the beginning of getting into an industry as well. It must be kind of tough because you when you started this business for your snakes, you had been kind of involved a little bit more in that in the industry a little bit more before you started an actual business. So but this is kind of like, what do I really know about car washes to go, what's important to a car wash?
Yeah, there's good and bad to it. So to your point, I know nothing about a car wash other than I've experienced them before. And there's some, like, again, the wintertime, I didn't know, like, there's got to be other Floridians that had no clue that car wash was open. So I want to put a sign out that makes them know, hey, it's welcoming, come in. Okay. Yeah. But really the idea is, are you selling a service or are you selling a widget? I really don't have many widgets and I'm selling. This really is a service, and it's a self-service. So I need to make sure that the tools are efficient, that the tools provide a value. There's other competitors in the small town. There's only 4,500 people in that town. So it's a competitive market. What's going to differentiate there? And so what I did.
Hang on. How many other car washes, self-service car washes, are there in the town?
There's two others.
There's 2 others.
Yeah.
In a town of 4,500 people.
That's right. That's right, man. Yeah.
Okay. That is stiff competition there.
Right. So one of them is one of these new, like, mansion car washes. Like, I literally think they spent $4, $5, $6 million on the thing. It's the drive-through, and, you know, it's the amusement park ride experience. But they do have self-service bays there. So I went and checked them out. Their price is twice what mine is for about 120% of the time. So it's not a pure 200%. It's not a pure twice as expensive, but it's nobody calculates their timer. They're just going, well, I got to put in $3 here, and Adams is $1.50. Okay, cool.
Right. Is that the actual price, $1.50?
$1.50, man. It's a great value.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't love that? So The other car wash is purely self-service. And to be honest, when you drive to it, I don't know if it's closed or open. It looks uncared for and dilapidated. And I'm like, perfect. See you later. You don't care. Why is anybody else going to care? So that's where like I found whenever I took over a new property or came into a new property, instead of, burning everything down, I always like doing it incrementally. And one of the first things I like doing was just getting in and cleaning. If somebody sees a guy in a suit cleaning with degreaser, getting into the dish pit, polishing up things, and people go, "What are you doing?" And I go, "I want you to have pride when you come here. If you work in a filthy environment, are you going to care enough to put beautiful food on a plate? No, but your environment will set the standard for what you do." And I want it to be a proud thing that I want. Like, I want to get. Yesterday, I was trying to polish the windows in this crazy cold temperature. I found out Windex will freeze. I didn't know that, but so I have to wait to polish the windows. So anyhow, so back to the exercise, because you're
going through the exercise and you're coming up with words that would describe this prospective business, the business that you're trying to create, and you're putting together these words. Did you find the word?
Oh yeah, I did, and I even gave like I say, I sort of dictated to this AI bot what was important, but I had this really cool like aha moment, because you've used the expression before, like, why do this? Yes, I'm doing this because I want to expand my business, but I find myself taking pride in the car wash and really enjoying this idea. And it occurred to me that car wash has been there for 30 years. The same guy built the car wash, and he's who I bought it from.
Okay.
If that car wash has been there 30 years, if somebody is 35 or 40, they might have been at that car wash as a kid with their parents washing their car there. Or they might have taken their kids, and that might be where like the kid got to spray the pressure washer for the first time, or dad got goofy in the middle of summer and, sprayed, his wife or kids or whatever, and they had some fun. And so I got thinking about it, and I'm like, this is a hometown icon. It's the oldest car wash in town.
Okay.
As crazy as it sounds, there's memories baked in there. It should be treated like with respect and that mindset. So I started coming up with words like community focused. How is a car wash going to be community focused? I don't know, but that thought I just gave is nothing but community. That's a really great example of community right there. So, all right, I need to be community focused. Clean. I like the idea that it's empowering. You could clean your own car. That machine doesn't know if you went mudding and it needs a little extra love on the mud flaps or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what mudding is, but I guess it's what people do. So like, it's sort of empowering. You don't have to go pay $15 at the mansion car wash.
Yeah.
You can clean what needs to be cleaned, pay what you want to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fixed price, but you could buy as you want or as few as you want. So I thought it was empowering, practical, affordable, efficient, and reliable. Above all else, I want it to be reliable. That car wash. And those are things that are going to guide me, not only from the branding, but my actions. Oh, I don't want to get out of bed today and go scoop out, drainage ditches in the car wash. Well, Adam, is it going to be reliable? If you don't, no, you need to go do this. This is going to shape the purpose and the vision. So I put all those in, and man, this thing, I had to edit it just a little bit, but this thing popped out some cool options. So I asked it for 10 names based on that. And then I asked it for like a mission or value or purpose statement as well. Okay. So here we go, man. I'm actually loving this stuff. So based on all of those things, I landed on the name Hometown Shine is going to be the name of it. Hometown Shine. Okay. It's your hometown car wash. It's where you grew up. It's the shine, you're going to shine it, and that's cool. It's going to be shiny when you're done. But it's Hometown Shine. And the color palette for the branding, there's nothing more hometown in Minnesota than Vikings colors, man. You just got to bring in some purple and gold in there. And then what I did, actually, I did this yesterday. I went and took a picture of the sky, and it was kind of this steely gray. My truck was in front of it. I took a picture of the building, and it's sort of a gray, age teal kind of thing. And I started to make a color palette. So when it comes time to repaint this thing, I'm not going to make the whole thing purple and gold, but I'm going to put some purple and gold accents where people are like, this is the hometown thing. And I went even further. I thought of doing it in the local high school's colors, but the town's actually split into 2 high schools. It's small enough it doesn't have its own school district, and half the town goes to one other town and half goes to another. And I was like, I don't want to alienate people on that. So I'm going to stay with Minnesota. So Hometown Shine is where it ended up. And as much as I wanted it to tie into proper and all of that and get witty, that really was kind of for my own ego. It didn't really convey much. So we start with Hometown Shine. I thought that conveyed pretty well. This purpose statement I thought was fantastic. And I'm actually going to print this and post it on the walls in each bay. It says our car wash exists to empower. Go ahead.
Do you want to share what the other name possibilities it provided for you?
I lost Joe. Say that now again.
Do you want to share the other name options that the AI came up with?
Oh yeah. Let me see here. Sorry, I have to go back to the bot here. Sorry, nothing worse than the sounds of somebody ill.
Sorry. I'm making you do work now. There's a good comment though. Like,
no, I should have this.
You could still offer the royal treatment. I like that. That's really good.
Oh yeah.
That would be combining.
A couple were
that would be some combining. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I did actually, I think I had 2 bots talking to each other. So I'm not sure where the original one went. My number 2 and my number 3 ideas were your touch car wash. So like you're empowered, you're going to clean it yourself, but it's your touch car wash. But I thought, there's not enough ownership there. And then it's in a town called. The other idea was Lonsdale Spray and Shine, which would work too. But I thought about how can I leverage and differentiate my car wash from the other car washes in town. And everybody sprays and shines. But this is your hometown. This is your hometown car wash. This is where you grew up. This is where
it's definitely
you polished up.
Best name. Yeah. It's definitely the best
I like
name.
It. This is where you
the hometown feel. Plus 4,500 people, you're going to have people from out of town who are coming through there as well. I mean, it's got to be a small area, right? I mean, it's the town itself can't be that large. So you're going to be people. It's not just going to be Lonsdale people, residents who are coming in, to the car wash. It'll be outsiders, be whatever. So Hometown Shine is the best name that you come up with.
Thank you, man. I like that. See what you think about this purpose statement and a couple of the other things that came out of it. It says our car wash exists to empower hardworking individuals by providing an efficient, affordable, and reliable self-service option. We believe in putting control in your hands to achieve the precise, clean results you want, all while delivering unbeatable value and supporting the Lonsdale community. I mean, put that in each one of the bays, man. And then, but that's going to dictate some of my activity. How do I support the community? Well, I probably need to sponsor one of the hometown baseball teams, or go talk to the local high schools and see how we get one of those, boards up on the side of the field there, and put some effort back into the community. And if at some point I do have to raise prices, man, it's going to have to go up a little bit. I need to make a little bit of money, but maybe I could split the price increase with local initiatives and local community stuff,
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
am I breaking up? Should I switch the network?
Yeah, you are breaking up. Yes.
We try
Switch
this.
the network. But you would be, even if you raise prices, you'd still be less than the competition. So, I mean, you could raise it 50 cents. You'd still be $1 less than the competition. So I think you're in a good spot. And I also think, and what I really like about this vision statement or the purpose statement is how you treat it too, because yeah, it seems like it's a representation of your business to outsiders, but it's actually super important for employees and the owner to have the purpose statement so that it does guide your actions, so that it helps you to make sure that you're being what you say you are going to be.
Yeah.
So that's why those types of things are important. Like a lot of times companies will do that. They'll put together a purpose statement or a vision statement or a mission statement, and then they go, yeah, it's just out there, whatever. They don't,
And they
but
forget it.
you
I
have to
hate it.
treat
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you've got to treat it like it's the thing that is the reason you exist. And
Right.
so that's going to be driving what you do day in and day out. And like for somebody like you as well, you're going to make sure that you are providing that efficient, quality, clean that empowers people to clean their car. I mean,
Yeah.
that's going to guide the direction of your actions and what you need to do day in and day out for the business. That's why those purpose statements, vision statements are so important, I think.
I think so too. And it really inspired me as well, because then you start going, all right, and I believe in for me, the best form of branding that I've had or marketing that I've had any success with is sort of building a community. These shows, Patreon, getting into the local market here, it sort of is building this community thing. And I was like, how am I going to do this with a car wash? And I think one of the things I can do on Instagram is actually start the car wash page. So which will be helpful because I could say when it's open or it's closed, but I could really play off this hometown theme. What hometown memories do you have, or what does Lonsdale mean to you? But in the sign, I started doing that. It's a farming community. One of the differentiation factors of the car wash is it has an outdoor bay. Farmers bring their tractors and their, whatever they call them, the side-by-sides or whatever. They get their industrial cleaning done there. So then I was trying to think, like, how can I attract people here? What could be like an attraction to come here? And this is really cheesy, but man, nobody loves a selfie better than everybody. That's like, everybody wants to be a star, right? When people go to Nashville, where do they take their selfie? Let me see if you get this right. Like, I know what I think. When people go to like Nashville, or almost every big city has one. Those murals, like the massive murals with the angel wings or the butterfly that you can stand there and take a selfie.
Yeah.
Like, I think I need to find out what people like think of as their hometown in Lonsdale and make this like mural where people could come take a selfie and post it and tag it. And somewhere people could start then they get community buy-in, like, hey, this is our thing. This is what people love, or like the goofy, the things down in the Keys where you pop your head through and you take a selfie. You could do all of those things. And if it's just a coin flip between this car wash and another one, but your kids want to come take a selfie, you're going to go to mine and not the others.
That's a really good idea. Yes.
I mean, it's a flat brick wall. I can make this really, I can hire somebody and I can hire a local to make a really cool mural representing Lonsdale. You can have a tractor, you can have the cornfields, you can have the angel wings. I don't know, all that stuff.
There's a bakery in Delaware Water Gap in Pennsylvania that they do great baked goods and stuff like that, but they have this deal that is that it's a hot dog and a piece of apple pie it's like $3 or something like that for a hot dog and a piece of apple pie. And I'm not even I don't really like hot dogs that much, and I'm not a huge apple pie fan, but I think it's a really cool thing that they did. What they did was they did like a cutout of two characters, an apple pie and a hot dog, and they're holding hands like they love each other.
Yeah.
Nice. And then there's faces cut out for you to go and put your face in. It's the most ridiculous, silly thing, but I loved taking the kids there because then we could get that picture, and it was a trip to a freaking bakery, but it made it really, really fun.
Right?
Made it really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
everybody in town knows that bakery.
They know it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Suddenly they're known. So Jim brings up a good point. We're just, you got to pare down the mission statement, something simpler to advertise with. So I actually like the idea of, if I love it, I want to keep it like the mission statement. Sure, I could post it in one place, but really that's for me to get my button gear every day. I got to go act that. So the actions are more important, but he's right about paring it down. So I'm still working on a few catchphrases, but one of them that I came up with was in that same vein: your car, your care. Lonsdale, hometown shine, self-service car wash, your car, your care. And so that's like the smaller version of it. But if I'm ever doing like, hey, I'd love to work with you for sponsorship, or I'd love to host, and this is a cool opportunity for things that are close to my heart, like arts programs in high schools. It's hard to get decent music gear and music equipment for students. Well, maybe we need to do a fundraiser at the car wash. Like,
that's great. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm only in it for it to make a penny, but if the budget is really for it to cover itself and I make a little bit more, then I can reinvest it into that community. And I guarantee every one of those parents that, cares about their kid having a good, guitar or tuba or violin or whatever it is, they're going to come to it. It's perpetuating. So Jim, great point on that. There's stuff that's sort of outward and customer facing, and then there's stuff that's that personal drive. Or Joe, you brought up a good point. There'll be people that help me along the way. I can't do all Proper Royals and all of Car Wash all alone. I guess I could, but it'd drive me insane. So when there's people there that are working with me, they got to represent that too. That's got to be what drives us and who we are.
Yeah. I think this whole idea of having a statement, whether it's purpose or vision or mission. By the way, there's people who go, no, this is a vision statement. No,
right. Yeah. You call it whatever you want, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Whatever. Like how I always understood it was that there was a vision statement and a mission statement. And the mission statement was objectives driven, present oriented. That was the definition of a mission statement. Objectives driven, present oriented, and a vision statement was values driven, future oriented. So I mean, but a lot of people would disagree with that, I think.
Yeah.
But I think I think there's benefit to doing an internal statement for you and your future employees. And then there's this marketing statement. This is what we're about, which is kind of the shortened statement that encompasses that longer description of how you do business. Right.
And I've been in corporations that have this is our value, this is our purpose, these are our purpose points, and it's like at some point we got to get to work and go do it. Let's not complicate this. I have 4 pumps. I have 4 pressure washers. I have soap, wax, and I have reverse osmosis spot-free water. That's it. Let's not overcomplicate this. Let's make that reliable. Your car's going to get clean, and we're going to do stuff for the community and be a partner with the community. That's the one there. So and I always feel like I should put this disclaimer in when I talk about AI. Elias says I need AI to help me with my mission statement. Yeah, do it. Go check it out. but it also always makes sure it reflects like your own tone and your own voice. There's nothing worse than a robotic, impersonal result, which is what AI will often give you. So I like it as my creative jumping off point. Hometown Shine wasn't actually one of the names that they popped out, but I picked Hometown and I picked Shine from the list of like 10 or 15 creative ideas. I was like, wait a minute, I like this and I like this. I like this.
There is, and there, I do think that people in organizations, when there is a mission statement and a vision statement, or when there's talk of coming up with like a purpose statement or anything like that, or core values, there is a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of eye rolling.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
And they go, oh, vision, oh, mission, whatever, But I think that's because the vision and mission don't reflect what's actually happening.
If it's hypocritical. Yeah. If it's hypocritical, people roll their eyes.
So that gives the whole idea of a vision and a mission statement a really bad name, because the vision and mission statement in their experience doesn't reflect what's going on in the organization. So that's why people don't like mission and vision statements, but they're actually very, very important and very good to keep your focus for not only for you to go, okay, this is what I need to do every day, the activities that I need to do, this is going to guide my activities, but it's also saying, it's also parameters for you to go, well, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And that, more than that, to me is a huge, a huge problem, a danger, is that when you do too many different things, when you go, okay, I see the future as this, but it's going to detract from what I usually do, but I really want to do it anyway. But if it's not a part of your vision, you got to stay away from that, so you remain focused.
That's right.
So it helps for you to say yes, and it helps for you to say no.
That's right. I will give you one example, which is those automatic car door openers, or the automatic garage door openers. When I first started this, that was priority number one on my budget. I have some renovation budget, but 9,000 would be a massive chunk of that budget. This mission statement, even if somebody says, hey, dum-dum, it'd be great if you had automatic car openers. Now I could say, look, the priority here is to make this a great value and not to have to jack up prices immediately. Yeah. How many car washes do I have to sell to fund $9,000 of car door openers? Or we can grow into that business. I do want to do it one day, and I think it'll be great for you. But if my mission and my purchase is to be reliable, value-driven, and efficient, this is a great option right here. And this is where I'm going to move this down the line, and I'm going to put that in the future bucket rather than the P1, the priority one bucket.
So already it's directing you and what
that's
you're
right.
going to do. And it changes the way that you think. When you really start to think about what you want your business to be, then you go, okay, that's my focus. That I can focus in on this. And then it starts to go, you start to say, okay, I'm not going to do the thing that I thought I needed to do. I'm going to move into this other thing.
Jim nailed it. I got to do 6,000 washes to pay for those openers. The town only has 4,500 people. Yeah, 6,000 extra. Exactly right. So, but the flip side too, because I'm sure everybody's going, you maniac, why are you outside washing windows? If the word says efficient and practical, and again, we go through the logistics of you have to drive up, open the door. If you can't see through the window, you're opening the door and it's already occupied. You're doing nothing but get pissed off. If I clean your windows and you look in, you go, oh, it's occupied. I better pick a different one. Now you're like, it's easier as a customer. And again, that fits with the mission, the practicality, the reliability, and the efficiency.
Sure. Yeah. So,
there we go. There's the branding mission.
We do have some partners that have done, I think, some terrific branding, because I know their businesses. You want to just go through them?
Yeah, I agree. HusbandryPro is what powers properroyals.com. I hope you'll check that out. HusbandryPro allows me to organize all of my data, organize my generational history, breeding plans. Just this morning, I was logging pairings. Wednesday is my pairing day. So Thursday mornings, I check, and hey, there was 2 locks. Bam, scan it, confirm it, and it's done. No spreadsheets. No, what does that note mean looking back 2 years later? No. On December 12th, there was a lock with this animal because it's designed that way. So I really enjoy Husbandry Pro, and man, it does so much. There's a marketplace there. You could transfer information to buyers, all of those things. But I do keep it kind of simple, but Husbandry Pro, check it out. Use the promo code PRoyals60 for 60 days free. You don't have to put in a credit card or anything. Just get to work and check it out. Reagan, Renee, Royal Pythons. Joe, who are you endorsing for this year's 15 minutes?
Check this out. How about that? Look at that.
That's right.
Reagan Renee 24, 15 minutes a lane.
Yeah, we got I don't know when the contest ends, but we got a few more days. You could definitely vote. You could vote every day. And, you know, if you're into some really cool snakes and great projects, go check out what Reagan Renee Royal Pythons has on Morph Market right now. Singles, doubles, triples, quad ingredients. Charlie's doing great stuff. So, give some support to Charlie. If you're loyal to somebody else in the contest, that's okay. Check out his snakes. You might find something that you like. Last but not least is Keith at Kreative Genetics. He and I worked on a clown axanthic project this year. And if you're looking for any ingredients in that, get in touch with me or him. He's also got some super gravel clowns I know that he's hatched recently. And he's working genes like Stranger into hypo clown and axanthic combos. So check that stuff out. That is Keith. Thank you so much to the sponsors. Thanks to the audience. This is kind of a spirited episode today, even though I feel like crap. I'm going to go back to bed to get this COVID out of me. And hopefully, hey, we got a little warm up coming this weekend. We're going to get above 30. So we might.
Oh, it's going to be a big car wash.
We might do some business at the car wash, you know.
Hometown shine.
Hometown shine, baby.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joe. Take care, everybody.